when Sodi first happened and it came out, a lot of people were like mad and being real weird about it. And we're like, Nigel deserved it, T-Funk deserved it, whatever. Tyshawn didn't deserve it. That's what a lot of people were saying. And I thought they were just being really weird because it's Thrasher's award. They can give it to whoever they want to. You know, like it's their skater of the year. All the speculation video, just because you made a speculation video about it doesn't mean that you're right. It's just, we're guessing. We're just taking a guess. That's supposed to be the fucking fun. We're supposed to be enjoying it. But whatever. Okay. So this is in defense of Tyshawn's Sodi run and why I think it is well deserved. Of course, other people could have won 100%, but I see the point of view of why they chose Tyshawn. That's what I'm going to talk about. He's been pretty ghost quiet since leaving FA. He left FA. Everyone assumed he was going to do something new. Everyone was on Instagram watching everything he was following. We all thought he was going to do a board company. We had no idea what the board company's name would be, anything, whatever. Blase, blase, blah. Tyshawn drops this part right here, the general. Tyshawn's Jamaican, so, you know, I'm pretty sure the general he's calling himself a bad man, you know. You're up on the phone with a real general. You know, that's what I'm assuming he's referring to. Parts fucking, like, a lot of parts have filler. A lot of parts, especially when you're doing many parts in a year. There's fucking filler tricks. There's no filler. He cut the fat. This is prime Wagyu steak. Just Tyshawn doing only tricks that, well, Tyshawn is the only person alive who can do these tricks the way Tyshawn is doing them. I'll put it that way. All right. I don't know of anyone else currently alive that can do the tricks that Tyshawn does in the way that he does them. And then at the end of this part, a lot of people were calling this his last trick, which I think is pretty funny because it's not. I think it's his last. They consider his last trick because the music stops here and then it plays. But there is one more trick after this, which was fucking buck, hella buck, but not really relevant. Puts out 4-minute Hardy's general part. Bang, 4 minute, all flavor, no grease. Okay, tastes so good. All right, he puts that out, and he does this clip. This is the switch ollie, which people are calling his ender, but it's not really his ender because he has one more trick, but whatever. I get why they called it his ender. And there's a moment, it's even slow mode, so it's easier to see, by the way. I want to put this out here. He slow mode this, so it's even easier to see that he might not have cleared the table. Okay, let me rephrase that. I personally think he cleared the table. In no world am I seeing a switch ollie this fucking high and I have any more questions. I have no more questions after this. But a lot of people were saying, oh, maybe he didn't clear the table. You can see his shadow over the edge. Perhaps, maybe. You can see the shadow. So it means that the shadow is being casted on the table. Forget the fact that, you know, sunlight exists. And if the sunlight's coming from here, then the shadow is going to direct at an angle. So it could totally, doesn't even matter. Whatever. People were saying that, and Tyshawn knew people were saying that. And Tyshawn was like, okay. And I personally think he did this on purpose. He slow-moed it on purpose so that people could see that it looks like he might not have done it. So that he could use this as promo, okay, for his next part, where he also unveils his new skateboarding company, King Skateboards, which he started. Right here, where people were all this discussion, end of discussion. He's adding his King company. So he's using this for promo. So he's playing you. So, all right, he uses it for promo. Okay, uses it for promo. Gets everyone all, oh, okay, he did it. He did do it. Everyone's arguing, whatever. Then does the most gangster shit of all time. Says, fuck it. All right, here's the footage of me jumping the table. And also in that footage, you kind of see how someone could say that he didn't jump it. This right here. But that is obviously on the other side of the table. And then some people were like, well, he still didn't jump it the first time. I don't fucking care. He went back and did it again. I don't know if anyone else is going to do that shit. Here's the thing. It is obvious everything that Tyshawn is doing. In my opinion, I think it is. He's playing everyone. It's obvious he's all doing this for people to talk about it, talk about his new skateboarding company. He's doing this for promo. Why do I say that? Because in the to be continued shot, you see the logo of his skateboarding company, King, which I don't believe at the time we had known what the logo was. I don't think we had like seen that, but I don't think a board like this had been shown in this context with the purpose of showing you, to be continued. What is going to be continued? The part he then comes out with later, which my head is in the way of the board, which this is literally the first shot of the part. All right, the first shot of the part, boom, right there. Him with the King skateboard. Obviously doing all this for promo and for playing you reasons, all right? He wanted to get you guys talking. That's why he did all this, okay? All right, now let's talk about Play Dead. Play Dead, Tyshawn spends 4 to 5 minutes doing every trick you can fucking think of, sometimes even in lines over trash cans. When I talk about skating that no one else can do, this is what I'm referring to. I don't believe anybody else is doing this shit, the shit that he's doing. That is not a real board. That is not a board you should be taking over. Fucking nollie hard over the trash can. Are you kidding? All right, so now chronologically, we're in chronological order. We are now at Tyshawn's last part, okay? The final part that he put out for his run, Kingdom Come. So on top of dropping 3 parts, amazing parts, very good parts that he's been working on, he then has everyone talking. He's the skater everyone's talking about, and boom, drops and is starting a board company. So all those 3 things are happening with Tyshawn as his Skater of the Year promo. All right, and no one else is being talked about like this. No one even knows what the fuck T-Funk is like. Nyjah last cover was in 2020, so some of the tricks that he had done were in 2020. Again, either of those guys would have been fine. I'm not shitting on them. I'm 100% fine with them getting it. Last trick, slow-mo, nollie tray flip over the fucking crusty Brooklyn, or I don't know, it's in New York, crusty spot. Nollies over it. Poor guy loses his phone. You see it slide away. All right? Okay. Cool. Even after all this, Thrasher was still like, I don't know. I still want to give it to T-Funk. We still think we might want to give it to Nyjah. Maybe Louis Lopez has now kind of got in the mix. All right, cool. Tyshawn goes, all right, you still aren't sure about me, right? Okay, you remember in Play Dead, after jumping over all those trash cans, I kick flipped the subway gap. You know that? Okay, bet. So here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to backside flip the subway gap, since you guys still aren't sure about me. And this is recent clip. This clip was for this. This wasn't gotten a year ago. This wasn't gotten 2 years ago. He said, you guys got a question? I'm going to answer it. Boom. Proved it. Okay? And gave them the fucking clip to run with. He didn't post it. He gave it to them. They put it on their Instagram for part of their Skater of the Year. They said, Skater of the Year is Tyshawn. Here's the clip. He gave them no choice. There was no question, I would imagine, to them after that. He's given us clips. He's coming out with a board company. He released 3 all stellar parts with only tricks that he can do. No one else can do them. No one else has the style. No one else has the pop. And frankly, no one else lives in New York. I would just say after that, I would say the way he had everyone talking about him, all that shit was going on. I don't think anyone had any doubt. I think there was probably no doubt in their mind. All right, Tyshawn's our Skater of the Year. He had the most people were talking about him. Everyone wanted to know where he was going. He released all his fucking clips. He skated this year, some of them, I would imagine. Personally, I think not all his clips are from this year. So I think that kind of fights with the whole Nyjah thing where they're like, not all Nyjah's clips are from this year either. Yeah, that's true. But also, Nyjah had clips from 2020, like literally 3 years ago. And you know some of those clips in the King video are recent because he's skating a King board. King wasn't a company 4 years ago. It wasn't a thought 4 years ago. 4 years ago, he was on FA being happy. Okay, 2020. 3 years ago, he was on FA being happy. Or pretend happy, whatever. I don't know. So that's my defense. That's my case for why Tyshawn is a rightful skater of the year for this year. I think it's completely fine if you think someone else more deserving. I just think that it doesn't matter because that's fucking Thrasher. Thrasher decided all that. It's Thrasher's skater of the year. It's not some guy's skater of the year. In fact, in my opinion, if I was giving it, I would have given it to T-Funk. All right, so TLDR, just on the timeline because it might have been confusing. He leaves FA in April. By October, he drops a part, does the switch ollie, uses the switch ollie for promo, and then releases this for King Skateboards, showing that he did do it and directing to King Skateboards, where people can follow, and where a video will be coming out on this date. The day before this date, the Supreme video drops. He does all that shit, kickflips over the subway gap. Alright, then after Play Dead, directly the day after Play Dead on the 2nd, he drops his Kingdom Come part, also releasing his skateboard company. Also, I'd like to say that I feel as far as like the parts that he dropped, they have a higher rewatchability. I've rewatched them more than I've rewatched anybody else's parts that came out in 2022. And even after all this, Thrasher's still like, not sure. So Tyshawn goes, okay, here, I'm gonna backslide flip over the subway gap and then give you guys the footage. So here you go. You can use this as your announcement. At the same time, while doing all this, he drops his board company, King Skateboards. He needs a better graphic designer, in my opinion, though. Tyshawn, hit me up if you need some ideas. I have some good ones, I think. I would not. I would wear this. I wouldn't wear any of these. And I wouldn't skate any of these boards either. I do like these two boards. It's funny. That's just I wouldn't skate it. Should have just made Hardy's a board company. They already had brand recognition. They already have like their sort of like theme of shit that they do. You know, it wouldn't have been that difficult, and like it actually looks good on a skateboard. Like I would skate these. I believe that the reason that he didn't make Hardy's a board company is because I think Hardy's is still in some connection to FA. As you can see here, you can still buy this stuff on their website, and it is actually sold out on the Hardy's website. I think due to the fact that the connection there, if he used Hardy's as a board company, it would still be beholden in some way to FA, I believe, and I don't think they want that at all. I think that they want the ability to add whoever they want to the team without having to talk to Dill or anybody else about it. That's how I personally feel about it, because I don't think Zach Saraceno would ever make it on FA. Not that he wouldn't be successful, but that they wouldn't choose him. I mean, but all right, that's big bop boop bam.